Oh my God. Them shooters is out tonight. Them shooters is out tonight. Shout to the shooters. Look, we gonna do a little of this. White grape Ciroc. Hold on. Take that. Hold on. I'm gonna pour a nightcap. Hold on. Oh shit. Okay. Man, you gotta put the grape. Little blanche, huh? We're gonna pour a nightcap. Pour this juice in here. Okay. Man, make sure y'all smash the like button. The real is back. We making concoctions. Hold on. Oh man, we gotta talk about it. These young boys can't beat me. Okay. These young boys can't beat me. Trying to fix my neck, man. I've been doing neck therapy and shit. Hold on 1 second. I have no idea why it keeps doing that. Give me 1 second. Man, you listen, I've been on YouTube so long, I can always tell when they start fucking with shit. Because we've had no problems with our stream. Remember back in the day, I used to stream and there'd be like random things going on the screen and dilemmas and shit. We haven't had no problems, and then YouTube is clearly fucking with something because all of a sudden on my end it's not computing the same. Smash the like button. Look, where's the chat at? Hayden. Whose birthday? Oh my gosh, we got a shooter birthday. Shout out to my dude Jose de Jesus repping New York City, the East Coast. I want to stop the chat, and if y'all don't show my man some love, some of you have already done it. Shout out to that. I love that camaraderie. Show my man Jose. He's on here always leaving great comments, great insight. He's a shooter. You know, he definitely holding down the channel. So if y'all give my man a happy birthday, make him feel loved because he's family over here. So shout out to Jose de Jesus. I appreciate you, everything that you do. When you get free, still email me about that New York. Remember we talked about it? I didn't forget. Man, my Niners is shining. Shout out to Hardline Boss. We pushing that hard line, bro. Man, YouTube is really bugging. The chat ain't moving on the screen. That's how you gonna do me, huh? All right. Shout out to Jose. Hope you enjoy your special day, man. But somebody who's not gonna enjoy their day is DAZN, Eddie Hearn, Rematch Room, Barry Hearn, Dillian White B sample. You know. Old media. They not gonna enjoy their day. I bet you that much. They not gonna enjoy shit. They not gonna enjoy shit. Cause we here now. Hey, Jose. Do you have Cash App? Jose, do you have Cash App? Jose de Jesus, do you have Cash App, Venmo? What the hell is Quick Pay? I don't know, man. I'm trying to send you something. So download Cash App, Venmo, or PayPal. Do you have PayPal? Zelle. Denzel got his own Quick Pay. What the hell? You hella New York. You got Denzel. Oh, you said Zelle. I thought you meant Denzel. Like, yeah, okay. I didn't know you wanted to send his money though. Yeah, bro. I'm trying to just download Cash App and set one up. I'll send you something. Buy you a little birthday steak or something. He said never. I guess it's through Chase Bank. Yeah, man. Set that up and let me know when you get that running. I got you. Yeah. Steak on me. What up, Ego? First thing I told my homie after the Triple G fight was don't say shit about Charlo versus Korobov no mo. Facts. Charlo never looked like that fat. See, Cash App is fast and simple. Yeah, somebody sent me a Cash App today. Shout out to whoever that was. I had to pull it up. But yeah, Cash App is too simple. That shit is dope. I wasn't even on Cash App for a minute. But yeah, wish my man Jose de Jesus a birthday once again. Get them birthday emojis, claps, all that good stuff. We a family over here. But let's get into it and talk about it. I just felt like doing another stream. I've been taking it light. My neck been fucked up. But my parents got a TENS machine. They got a TENS machine where you put these leads on and then it sends like little shocks like to like, you know, it's like physical therapy, and that shit helped. I mean, my neck's still fucked up, but before I was like, I couldn't even move, like turning to this way. I could, like, when I woke up fucked up, bro. I felt like fucking Christopher Reeves and shit. My shit was like, bro, I was on that Professor X, bro. Magneto. Logan, don't. Bro, I was on that Professor X. My shit was fucked up. Is this channel still hating on DAZN? Fall schedule is insane. Oh, what's insane is that real brother just clapped you. He said that Ciroc didn't help. Man, we back on the Ciroc. I'm the new Diddy. Take that. Bro, I don't know what the fuck. I've been having nightmares, all types of shit. My neck been fucked up. My shit, I was having nightmares and shit. What the fuck? Hey, old media really be trying. Y'all is dead. Y'all know that. You the only one that don't. You Bruce Willis, Sixth Sense. You the only one don't realize y'all dead. We don't care about what you talking about. You're still hating on DAZN's fall schedule. What fall schedule you talking about? Triple G got his ass whooped. You know, that's what that was. My dude Spong, his fight got canceled with Usyk. You know, I was looking forward to that. KSI Logan Paul is a YouTube fight. It's not really, you know, directed at boxing fan. I don't know one boxing fan that's just like, man, I got to watch that. Like, you know what I'm saying? What are you talking about? What fall schedule? You know, Usyk heavyweight debut getting fucked up with Spong. Joseph Parker fight getting canceled because he got bit by a tarantula or some shit. What's this? Tell me what we talking about. See y'all. Some of y'all should be in the next installment of Stephen King's It, because y'all some fucking clowns, bro. You let another man or woman come out with something and then just run with it, but you don't really analyze what you're saying. to see if check for continuity and see if it makes sense to you. You dig? DAZN keeps saying DAZN season and all that, so you just running with it. Bro, they got one of their biggest fights is Canelo Kovalev. Nobody asked for that fight. Beyond that, you're competing with UFC 244, and UFC 243 just got a lot of momentum because Adesanya, he looked G. He went over to dude's backyard, Robert Whittaker from New Zealand, Australian. You know, he's a New Zealand dude, Australian, whatever. And he fought him in Australia and just TKO'd him, knocked him out in the second round. So UFC 243 is going to carry some traction into the next mega fight. So what are you talking about? Yeah, Diaz versus Masvidal. That's what Canelo's competing with. It's not a good look, I'm telling you. Dana White said it himself. He says, they're foolish to go against us head to head. He said, if they schedule it right, then it could be cool. But if they're trying to go head up with us, it's not going to be a good look. Bro, just look at this. Previously, nobody would make when Canelo, listen, nobody would make a fight on a Canelo day. You get what I'm saying? Like Canelo was like you don't want to challenge a day, but he's losing star power. It's not going up. So people don't care about competing. You think the UFC ever they announced their shit before? Man, this shit horrible. They announced their shit before Canelo anyway. But UFC, you think they're scared? You think the UFC is scared of Canelo Kovalev? Do you think if you have the bigger event, you're not worried about the next person like that? Now, if there was a mega fight like Floyd was fighting somebody, if it was like Floyd and Canelo or something, then yeah, I'm sure the UFC would be worried. But promise you, they're not worried about Canelo Kovalev. Kovalev just not. He nearly got stopped in his last fight. Listen. You can say whatever you want about the Canelo fight. You know, it's all right, but it's put it this way. Let's cut all the bullshit. Based on the styles and what you've seen, Canelo versus David Benavidez or Canelo versus Kovalev, what do you think is what's a tougher fight for Canelo? Style versus style. Let's vote. Canelo versus David Benavidez or Canelo versus Kovalev? Just literally answer that one question. Benavidez, exactly. Shout out to the birthday boy, Jose. Exactly, Benavidez. Now, what's telling about that is how come Benavidez is only at 168, but you have people that feel that's a more dangerous fight, only one division up, where Canelo is actually a champion, you know, with this fake-ass Rocky Field and Aaron Rodgers belt, right? How is it that a guy one division up is perceived from real-life boxing fans as a deeper threat than Kovalev stylistically, who's two divisions up? Now, you mean to tell me if there was a 135-pound fighter moving up to 147 to fight Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence, the guys we know to be pretty much the best at the division, right? There's no one at 140 where people would feel like that's way harder of a fight than Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence, two divisions up. Not saying that Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor wouldn't be a challenge or a threat level to a guy from 135, but you know the bigger and equally skilled. Errol Spence beat Regis Prograis twice in the amateurs, FYI. So again, there's no one that I could think of at 135 that he has more danger fighting at 140 than he does fighting the top two guys at 147. Because although 140 has some good fighters like Jose Ramirez, Josh Taylor, and Regis Prograis, 147 has great fighters as well. And they'd also be bigger. It's that simple. So there's no reason why we could think of a slew of other people like Caleb Smith, David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, or even guys in Canelo's 160-pound division like Demetrius Andrade and Charlo, who stylistically would probably be perceived as a deeper threat. I feel the odds for a Canelo Charlo, Canelo Andrade, Canelo Benavidez, Canelo, Caleb Smith, they would actually be closer. Even if Canelo was the favorite, they'd be closer odds than Canelo moving up 2 divisions because it's Kovalev's style. Shout out to 707. Say that backwards. Yee, you dig. Shout out to Sean Bailey. Man, we talked about that on the last stream, but you're absolutely right. He says, hold up. Eddie Hearn was quick to talk about Spong failing a VADA test for the Usyk fight, but was quiet as fuck when Dillian White failed. Facts, bro. DAZN got to do something. Hey, DAZN, man, you got to do something, baby. Bro, DAZN got to do something. You got Eddie Hearn out here saying whatever. That is one of the, I don't know how or why, maybe karma, but it's happening so bad for Eddie Hearns right now. It's happening so bad because that is probably one of the most blatant scenarios that could have happened in such a short space of time where it shows the clear-cut double standard. It shows a clear-cut double standard. When your fighter that you're working on a case-by-case basis with, Dillian White, fails a drug test, he told the public he could not say anything about the failed drug test, and he could not advise Oscar Rivas or Yvonne Michelle or Rivas's team or the WBC, right? Because it was confidential. But as soon as Tyrone Spong fails a drug test, he goes to his public Twitter and announces that the guy failed and Usyk needs an opponent, basically. Look, this is unbelievable stuff, people. Eddie Hearn, verified account, tweeted this. We have been contacted by VADA to inform us that there has been an adverse finding in Tyrone Spong's test. It has been sent to the State of Illinois Commission and further information will be released in the morning. We have a reserve opponent standing by. So the day you get an adverse finding notification from VADA, you take to Twitter and it's no longer G14 classified. You could just put Spong's business out there like that. But then when your fighter, Dillian White, failed, they were both fights, they failed about 6 days before the actual fight. If you look at the dates and shit, both Dillian White and Spong failed about 6 days before the actual fight was to commence. So please explain, you old media fucks, how Eddie Hearn, 6 days before the fight, gets notification, blast out Tyrone Spong publicly and says, hey, I got word, we're looking for another opponent basically from Usyk, because that's what it boils down to. They're not going to commission him to fight if he got shit in his system in the U.S. This ain't the UK, you know. But then 6 days, Dillian White before the fight, and you don't tell Rivas's team, you don't tell Yvonne Michelle, you don't tell the WBC, you don't tell the fans, you don't tell the media. And he has a secret hearing. Bro, it can't get no worse. It's like, to be honest, it's almost like Donald Trump. It's like Donald Trump in the fact that on a technicality, they didn't have enough evidence to convict him of the Russia collusion and shit. So he kind of slid. Now a sensible person would be like, fuck, whew, wipe the sweat from their face and be like, damn, they almost got me with this Russia shit. This motherfucker go in, even though they type and get stenographers and shit and type everything that goes on in the White House, then he start checking with the Ukraine and telling people to check, China should look at Biden and shit. What? Bro, you just beat a case. You a fool. You just beat a case, you know, basically, and then you get right back in it. It's like some people you can't tell them nothing. How you just beat the you know, on a technicality, basically, you know, motherfuckers know you did it. You beat the Russia shit, you know, get the monkey off your back, and then you do it again with the Ukraine shit. Yeah, give me some dirt on these motherfuckers. Bro, this is crazy. Eddie Hearn just condemned Tyrone Spong, but a couple months ago, a week ago, he hid everything with Dillian White. Man, this shit look horrible. Bro, Eddie Hearn, he got to do something. He just last year when KSI was fighting Logan Paul, there's an interview because Eddie Hearn liked to be all in the video, like I told you, and he condemned the fight. Logan Paul, KSI, said it's a joke and what does it do for boxing? Whatever he said, it's on tape. Now this year, he's promoting it. When will he learn? When will he learn? So you shit on the fight now, a year later, you're involved in a rematch. This is all on tape. You're on tape condemning KSI Logan Paul as basically a joke. And that same joke, a year later, you're trying to sell the public on it. Say it's great for boxing. Bro, this is why DAZN is receiving the utmost karma that I've ever seen in boxing in such a small space of time. Nobody in boxing I've ever seen go through it this much with so much drama in such a short space of time. Now, again, I'm not saying any of these promoters are like 100% guilt-free of anything. Because like Bob Arum said some shit, and I think he prevented the Pacquiao-Mayweather fight from happening initially. Him and Pacquiao side in the top rank. But they never got busted up like this. Like, you know, Bob Arum was a bit more cunning than this bullshit. It's like, it's too much double talk. And Anthony Joshua talk, oh, I'll go back to the scene of the crime. I want to fight him in Mexico. And then now you doing everything you can to not fight Ruiz in Mexico or at the scene of the crime. Bro, this is bad. This is bad for business. Like, and in the mob, they'll, like in gangs and shit, they'll check you. Be like the head of the gang, you can't have the gang out here looking crazy. Somebody, you know, somebody got to have a sit down with you. You can't have on the set, you can't have, you know, have the, because you're a representation of that. And that's what Eddie Hearn has to realize is like, yeah, he's a promoter, but he's no longer, this ain't just a rematch room. You bring in Sky Sports and DAZN into it too. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not just your brand that you're representing. So it's just it's a terrible look. And I've heard of growing pains, but goddamn, DAZN must be Kirk Cameron because they got all the growing pains, bars. Like how many hiccups and blunders and DAZN fighters getting exposed or looking like crazy and PED test fails and injury pullouts and Regis Prograis pulling out the WBSS and people saying they're not getting paid in the World Boxers. Bro, this is a lot. This is like a real life reality show. This is like DAZN is like the Love and Hip Hop of boxing. DAZN is on some real life Love and Hip Hop shit. You know, reality. What's the, you know, Real Housewives of DAZN and shit, bro. It's like this is too much. It's too much, bro. This is a lot of drama. You talking about big drama show. Yeah, it was a big drama show when Derevyanchenko was going to them guts. Yeah, this is a telenovela, you know. This is just a lot. As the world turned, Young and the Restless looking at it, bro. It's just a lot of stuff. And I feel like this is just, you know, this is just tough love. I'm just telling you what I feel. Ain't nothing wrong with that, right? Telling someone how you feel. See, I'm not one of them fake people in the media that going hee and shit and be talking crazy. I'm telling you how I feel. Like, I don't care who sees this video. I'm not doing nothing illegal. I'm telling you how I feel. You know? But for DAZN, they just got to get this together. This is bad for business. How are you going to have a paid subscription-based service and people are expecting X, Y, and Z fight and they get A, B, and C fight because people fail drug tests? Like, it just keeps happening. Yeah, you know I'm hyped about the 49ers. That's a given. Bosa was getting off, too. I like our squad. Debo Samuels. I like our squad a lot. We got squad right now. We off to a good start. We got the flags down this game. Let's get it. But, man, it's just one thing after another. Icy bragging to y'all. He did pick him. Yeah, Nick Bosa a beast. Yeah, man, they got that novella shit. It's like nonstop controversy and drama and pullouts and robbery scorecard, like that becomes a bit much for the fan, and it becomes worse when you have to pay pay an individual price point. Like, it's like Terrence Crawford versus Amir Khan. If you bought that on pay-per-view, you would probably be disappointed with the eventual outcome of it, because it ended on weird technicality. That's not a traditional ending that you want to see. You pay $70 for it, and then Khan says he got hit in the nuts, and then the fight's just over, When have you ever seen a pay-per-view end like that? Like, because a guy got lowballed and didn't even bother to take the full 5 minutes to try to recover, and the fight was just off. And the worst part about it for DAZN is this. You have some of the fights are average at best, right? And then you can't even successfully complete the average fight without a blunder. That's what makes it worse. Like, I was disappointed when PBC, well, I'm not mad at PBC, but I was disappointed when Tank Davis versus Abner Matis got canceled. Because, of course, I didn't want to see Hugo Ruiz just like anybody else. I was looking forward to that fight. But shit happens. But DAZN, some of the fights that aren't even like, they're just cool, average at best, those aren't even going through. That's weird. Like Joseph Parker versus Derek Chisora. That ain't no crazy, like, it's a decent fight. That's it. No more, nothing less. It's not no must see, oh, this is an extravaganza and, this is the best guy in the heavyweight division type fight. I would much rather see Joseph Parker versus Joe Joyce. I think they fought in the amateurs, something like that. F.A. Ajagba, right? But they can't even get the fights like that to meet the finish line. Joshua Gerald Miller, that was cool. It was solid. It wasn't Joshua Wilder. Never met the finish line. Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora, never made it to the finish line, right? Carlos Takam versus Usyk, never made it to the finish line. Like, this is weird. Canelo Kovalev never made it to the finish line to salvage the Mexican date. So we had to watch two non-Mexican fighters, Tyson Fury and Otto Valen, get a Mayan belt, which made no fucking sense. Now, like, Usyk versus Tyrone Spong doesn't even make it to the finish line. Like, that's just a lot of fights. Now, the one that I was looking forward to, I was disappointed, was Demetrius Andrade, Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah, I'm telling you, the DAZN curse. Joe Ward, Irish prospect, his debut, he twisted up his knee real bad. It's just a lot. This a lot of. Do you guys see this? He had another. Eddie Hearn had another guy. His name started with the N, and he lost his pro debut too. A black dude. The DAZN curse, man, coming on some Final Destination shit. It's coming, taking these cards out. He said Fury is in WWE exactly where he belongs. That's hella funny. Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. I feel like people, the old media, they mad at me because I'm stressing these things and they know what I'm saying is true. So they mad at me for speaking that real in boxing. They're like, oh, why are you being so hard on DAZN? Man, stop it. Your pity is for the weak. I don't have no mercy. Don't come here looking for mercy, because for what we've heard from DAZN and people that represent DAZN, this is the standard that they created. Listen, I can only play by the rules that are established. I didn't create, I'm not reinventing the wheel. Eddie Hearn said Showtime will be out of business by October, which is this month. Last year in October, he said Showtime will be out of the boxing business like HBO within a year. Still haven't heard anything about Showtime getting out of the boxing business. Eddie Hearn was the one that said this is the American takeover, and all of the American promoters are going to be trembling and shaking in their boots. DAZN is the one that came out with these like corny taglines about pay-per-view is dead and, you know, pay-per-view, get the hell out of here, and we're the Netflix of boxing. They came out with this. I didn't start that. So I'm only holding them to the standard and what they created. If they would have came in the game quiet and just said, you know, we're going to do our thing, try to make the best fight, that's cool. They came boastful. They said pay-per-view is dead, made commercials about the whole shit, said they're going to crush the competition and do, you know, all this extra shit, buying pay-per-view and all these things. And now you want mercy from me? Fuck out of here. You're not getting that from me. You had Eddie Hearn saying we got the biggest budget in boxing, American takeover, American promoters should be worried now. We're going to sign up all these guys. PBC, you know, they did a lot wrong, and we're not going to make the same mistakes as PBC. PBC, I promise you, go back to 2015 or whenever the shit came out, they did not have all these blunders. When Robert Guerrero was supposed to fight Keith Thurman, the fight happened. When Broner was supposed to fight John Molina on that opening card, the fight happened. PBC did not have all these fucking pullouts and drug test fails and shit like that. Eddie Hearn, he created a lot of this. He created it. I'm just holding them to the standard the precedents that you put out there. You said bye pay-per-view. I'm still paying pay-per-view. I counted on DAZN to do what they said they're going to do. Kill off pay-per-view. Save my pockets. Save the boxing fans' pocket like you said. You're not doing that. So how is that my problem? How is it my problem when they said they was going to do this stuff? I didn't say it. I didn't say pay-per-view was dead. You ain't never heard me say that. They said they were going to make the best fights. I didn't say that. I didn't create the mission statement for them. I didn't come in the game. I wasn't my company. I wasn't affiliated with them. Yeah, DAZN said it was $9.99. Now it's $19.99. DAZN says the 30-day free trial. Now it ain't no 30-day free trial. But every other country like Japan and Italy and Canada that have DAZN, they could still get the 30-day trial, but Americans can't. This is the standard that they set forth. So you just being held to what you said. Again, the 48 laws of power. If you don't want any type of like rebuttal or criticism, it's probably best to say less. If DAZN said, hey, we come out with this new platform, we think it's a good idea, good for boxing fans, nobody would have said nothing. But you came out and said Showtime did it wrong and criticized, and PBC did it wrong, and Bob Arum don't understand the market and American takeover. You said this. Don't be mad at me. I'm holding you to the standard that you set forth. If I say I'm ordering a pizza and I'll pay for it, and everybody's hungry and then there's no pizza, and they're like, hey, I thought you were going to order it. And I'm like, nah, I didn't get my direct deposit. No, they expecting you to fulfill what you said you was going to fulfill. If you didn't have it like that, you didn't have to offer that, you know? If in like, man, I need $5 from each of y'all to pay for the pizza. That's not what you said, though, you know? So we just holding DAZN to the standard that they set for it. Pay-per-view is dead. When does that come about? So I can save some money. They said we doing what's right for boxing and all this shit. Then why are you not making a meaningful fight for that black fighter, Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade? Please let me know. Please let me know why Andrade ain't getting no fight. All the people, look at how, bro, this is really like real, like disrespectful, like what they do to black fighters. Demetrius Andrade is surrounded by Canelo, champion. Triple G, now a champion, even though he lost. Billy Joe Saunders, champion at 168. Caleb Smith, right? How do you have all this comp right in that 160, 168 pot? And ain't nothing coming about. How is Eddie Hearn in charge of Triple G, Demetrius Andrade, Caleb Smith, and now Billy Joe Saunders, and them motherfuckers ain't fighting? We're not. It's not even just Andrade, but Andrade been in the queue longer. Billy Joe failed drug tests and shit like that. That's why I'm stressing the black fighter. But well, how come Triple G ain't fighting Billy Joe? That's a great fight. I love it. Billy Joe got a great style. He made David Lemieux look horrible. Triple G has a good style. You know, he didn't look that good his last fight, but still has power, still durable. He hasn't got knocked down and stopped. That's a great fight. How you have all these people, but you're not seeing it. And then motherfuckers got the audacity to complain about Al Heyman, the black advisor, and his decision to make Sean Porter, Errol Spence, and then a week before Super Bowl, Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence. They have the fucking audacity to act like that is a bad look. Errol Spence versus Danny Garcia is a bad look. Meanwhile, all the middleweight and super middleweight action that could be had right now between Triple G, Andre, and all these guys. Canelo's not an Eddie Hearn fighter, but these guys are all with DAZN. And none of them is fighting. None of them is fighting. They can't get Canelo to fight Triple G, even though I don't care about that fight. But some fans might care about it. They can't get Canelo and Andre. They can't get Andre versus Triple G. They can't get Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders. They can't get Triple G, Billy Joe Saunders. They can't reschedule Demetrius Andre, Billy Joe Saunders. It's not that they can't, it's that they won't. So this is the standard you created. And then they got fights that nobody even really like requested, like Usyk and Spong and Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker, and then those aren't even making it to the finish line. Bad business, man. And then on top of that, you paying certain fighters crazy amounts. You told that kid, Devin Haney, he was going to get a title shot this year. And then Bob Arum was like, nope, Lomachenko and Luke Campbell. Fuck what you talking about. I mean, Bob Arum went up there and scooped that belt up. Him and Lomachenko scooped. Lomachenko running through Eddie Hearn fighters. Eddie Hearn shouldn't put nobody else in with Lomachenko unless it's Devin Haney. Because that's the only person that I could think of Eddie Hearn got that would beat Lomachenko or possibly beat him. But stop putting these UK dudes in with Lomachenko. They not it. They not the ones. I don't want to see no UK dude from Matchroom attempt Lomachenko. They don't have the style for him. Devin Haney, but he can't get the fight. Just like Andre. Just like Tevin Farmer. Bro, what gives? Like Tank Davis in the fight in December. Tank had Baltimore lit. Tevin Farmer's an excellent fighter. How come they can't get Tank versus Tevin Farmer? Tevin Farmer versus guys that are on DAZN. Jojo Diaz. Tevin Farmer versus Miguel Berchelt or some shit. You know, have somebody move up or catch weight or, you know, what's good? Ryan Garcia, Tevin Farmer. Something. But have no fear. We got KSI versus Logan Paul too. To save boxing. Crazy, man. But yeah, as a paid site, you have to deliver as promised. And you have flyers and shit with Usyk, Spong, and Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora was just mad that he felt Joseph Parker was the main event. Him and Joseph Parker should have been the main event, and the fans were coming out. And he made a whole play to be the main event instead of Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor. Now, who is he even fighting? Have they announced it? Bro, how does this keep happening to Eddie Hearn and DAZN? Who is Derek Chisora fighting? He fights at the end of the goddamn month. Who is he fighting? We don't know who Usyk's fight. Bro, Usyk pulled out. He was supposed to fight Carlos Takam. Pulled out. They took forever to reschedule. See, you know what? It might be Eddie Hearn might not be used to having this many fighters or something. Because he seemed to be drowning a little bit with the influx of fighters, you know, picking up the Billy Joes and Devin Haney's and shit. Like what's good? Like where are the fights? I've never seen this. Who is Derek Chisora fighting? This is bad bit. Like the end of the month he's fighting, and as of he's fighting October 26th. It's October 7th, and we don't know who he's fighting. So as a consumer, let's say I live in the UK and I want to possibly get tickets. The main event's cool, but if you wanted something else, you needed a little bit of something else to push if you should order the Sky or watch it, live in the flesh. You don't even know who Derek Chisora is fighting. So it's like the recovery time is pretty bad when these mishaps happen. And the timing keeps fucking them up. Gerald Miller, when he failed the drug test, when it came out. How many fights have been canceled on DAZN? That's what I want to know. How many, for one reason or another, how many fights have been canceled on DAZN? Meaning they were scheduled and then it fell apart for some reason or had to be rescheduled or whatever. Daniel Roman, he's injured. Usyk had a bicep tear. Usyk Spong just went out. Gerald Miller versus Anthony Joshua. Billy Joe Saunders versus Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. They had the Brian Rose versus Fitzgerald. That fell apart. Then it was Brian Rose versus Fowler. Then they rescheduled it. Lawrence Okolie had a card, and then they scrapped it, and then they had to reschedule it. Joseph Parker versus Derek Chisora. Right? Canelo Kovalev was supposed to happen in September, but they couldn't appease Kovalev, so he ended up fighting Yard and nearly getting stopped. Right? Ryan Garcia versus Avery Sparrow. That fell apart the week of the fight. Ryan Garcia was left with no fight at all. Right? Bro, this is a lot of fucking fights. This is a lot of fights to all fall apart. And I know I'm not even accounting for it. That's just running off the top of the dome. I know if I go deeper, I could think of some more. That's a lot of fights that just all like mysteriously something happened. For any reason, something happened. And we didn't get to see what was advertised. It's a lot of fights, y'all. And that's not even including Murat Gassiev. He was supposed to fight Joey DeVecco twice. That got canceled twice. That's a lot. This is a lot of fights, people. Zolani Tete was supposed to fight Nonito Donaire. Winner advances to fight Inui. Zolani Tete got to New Orleans just to say he was injured. And then Nonito Donaire ended up knocking out Stephen Young. I told you, I know my boxing. So that's another fight that got canceled. World Boxing Super Series. Zolani Tete versus Nonito Donaire. So basically Donaire was able to get to the finals off of pure technicalities, because he wasn't fighting the original person he was supposed to fight. He fought a late replacement, and then Ryan Burnett ended up getting an injury that he couldn't continue. That's a lot. I'm telling you, count how many fights I just said. And this the funny thing is, on my channel, people play the size game. That bullshit don't work with me. Prove what I said to be wrong. Tell me one error, one factual error. Say, oh, you're lying. Zolani Tete didn't pull out the week of the fight. Tell me. See, this is what happens. This punk ass new generation, they want to say you hating because you saying something that's truthful. That shit don't work over here. Prove one of those instances that I just fucking said. Prove that to be wrong. Tell me that I'm lying. Tell me Zolani Tete really fought Donaire and I fell asleep and missed it. Tell me Joseph Parker is about to fight Derek Chisora. Tell me Usyk didn't pull out with the bicep tear. Tell me that Billy Joe Saunders didn't have nasal spray pad fail. Tell me that, you know what I'm saying? And that's not even all the drama. You still got Dillian White's B sample, right? You still got the robbery Triple G versus Derevyanchenko. You still got Canelo and Ryan Garcia angry with Golden Boy. You still have Golden Boy prospects getting slaughtered in a week. Undefeated guys. Ryan Garcia wanted more money. That's just the half of it. Regis Prograis pulling out of the World Boxing Super Series, and then they somehow made it right, and he came back into it. But for a minute, there was a standoff. You got all these pullouts and drug tests failed. Bro, this is a circus. This can't be a good look. There's no one I know that would have a business and want all this shit under their umbrella right now in this small of a space of time. It's not like DAZN been out for 10 years, and over time, this is what happened. This all happened in a year. Maybe not even a year. Right? And then on top of that, they got fighters like Tevin Farmer and Demetrius Andrade who are great, but they can't get the big fights. And they're not, and DAZN's not pushing for them to get big fights. It's apparent. That's like that's what I'm saying. Like they have an archaic way of thinking. Like, oh, there's no money in here. They want to talk about all the Eastern European. It's HBO 2.0. You know, everybody get love except for Americans, but you want to fight them in America. Good luck with that. Listen, I don't care where you from, but I told you, I'm from America. I rep America. I used to live in England. This is America, Jack. If you want to make money in here, you got to show respect. That's just what it is. You got to show respect. You got to do right by Ego's Army and new media. That's just what it is. How you expect to make money in another, country or whatever, and you're not doing right by the people? Just don't make sense. And then they saying, just a lot of stuff. They're saying, oh, the inflated purses are now over. We're going to be a lot more sparing with our purses. So how come Triple G and Canelo, they got to enjoy that, and maybe Joshua, they got to enjoy these inflated purses? Why didn't other people? Why didn't other people get to enjoy that? Like, why don't you spread the love? Like, why not give Devin Haney $9 million and $15 million? At least he gonna whoop somebody's ass. Triple G just lost his last fight and got $15 million. Just bad business. Bad business. How you gonna pay a man $15 million and he look like that? You don't know shit about boxing. Because I could have told you, and I did tell you, Derevyanchenko will give Triple G issues. So how is it that that's what I'm saying. DAZN should have hired me a long time ago. They need some consultation. I told you that Derevyanchenko and Icy, shout out to my dude Icy, we told you that Derevyanchenko could beat Triple G or have him looking bad. We told you this, right? Which is why Triple G avoided him in lieu of Vanes Martirosyan. We told you this. We've been telling you this, right? So if I could forecast that, then maybe, why are you giving Triple G $15 million? He's not selling what you expect him to sell, and then he's looking like that in a stock dropper of a performance. And I could have predicted that, and I did predict that, and Eagles Army predicted it was going to be a rough affair. So how is it that a YouTuber and Icy, we're able to forecast that Triple G probably is not going to look like, great in that fight, but DAZN still giving him $15 million for a performance like that? Bro, I'll be hot. $15 million is, there's so many fighters out there not even making $1 million, not even making $1 million. And you out here giving him $15 million as if he's Floyd Mayweather or some shit. Canelo Alvarez got a guarantee of $5 million versus Floyd Mayweather. Look it up. He got like $5 or $6 million, but he made a lot more than that because the fight did so well, and he got a back end. So he made his money on the back end. You giving Triple G with no fucking pay-per-view and not even a major draw, you're giving him $15 million, win, lose, or draw, and then his stock just drops. Tell me that's smart business. And then now everyone's talking about Triple G's done, and he still owe you like 4 or 5 more fights. So you stuck with Triple G, and he looked like he at the end of his rope. These are just terrible business decisions, if I'm being frank. And this is all really predictable stuff. Like, real talk, why not give Caleb Smith some more money or something? You know what I'm saying? Get him a big fight and try to build him, because maybe he looks like he's at least size-wise, he's good so far, and he can grow with the sport. Devin Haney could grow with the sport. You're giving a 40-year-old who don't even have a good fucking resume, you're giving him $15 million as if he the golden child that's going to carry the sport. You giving Anthony Joshua 30, 40, whatever the fuck mil, 20 to 40 mil to get slept by Andy Ruiz. And then now he's in a do or die fight with no pay-per-view. You're breaking bread, giving him whatever. And if Andy Ruiz go out there and sleep him again, some guys just have your number. Look at the Kerman Lajaraga or whatever from Spain. He just lost to David Avanesian. He said it was a fluke because he got stopped in the first fight. He was a highly ranked guy in a couple sanctioning bodies. And then David Avanesian fought him again, did the rightful thing, did the rematch, and he just stopped him again. Some guys just got your number like that. So we'll see how it plays out. But DAZN, they really gonna have to do something. If Joshua lose, man, his career is gonna be in shambles, and that's because Eddie Hearn and DAZN did not want the fight, the belts to be in the hands of the competitor. So they putting all chips in, hoping that Joshua could figure it out, him and his team, and beat Ruiz. If Ruiz beats the brakes off of him, that hurts Joshua more so than him avoiding the rematch. See, this is the thing I don't understand about boxing, and this is new media. So smash the like button. I'm about to break it down, and I'm going to tell you what's fucked up about the game. If y'all want me to tell you what's messed up about the game, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? I'm going to tell you precisely what's wrong with boxing. All right, look. This is what's wrong with boxing. Joshua got tossed up by Andy Ruiz. Fact. He got dropped 4 times, never recovered. He didn't really show anything that he could beat Ruiz. Joshua's still a good fighter, but he didn't show anything in the first fight that he could beat Ruiz. They are pressuring him to immediately go into the rematch where it's a crossroads fight. He will be hurt more losing to Ruiz again. If Ruiz could prove it's not a fluke, that hurts Joshua more. If the sensible thing would be taking that type of L, decide, have some tune-up fights, get your confidence back. You have no pressure, no belt. Joshua seems like he struggles with pressure in general. That's why he got a sports psychologist. If you listen to what he says and how he acts and shit, he struggles with pressure. You're gonna give him more of what has really like broken him. He just said, "Oh, I had a lot of pressure on me after the Ruiz fight, the pressure was gone." And then Eddie Hearn saying Joshua looked like he was relieved because he doesn't have the pressure of Joshua talked about it. He don't have the pressure of all the belts and fighting Wilder. So you're going to put him right back into a high intensity pressure situation where he must win. That's fucked up. This is what they do to black fighters. Cattle. Anthony Joshua, out of all the people, based on how he looked and how it played out with Ruiz, should be given an opportunity to do what's sensible for his career and recover. Gain some confidence back. You took a nasty spill. Learn what you can from it. See if you need a new trainer. Fight some lower end guys and build back up. Get back up. You'll be ranked, because he's still a good fighter. Get through the rankings and then challenge someone for a title, right? Based on his situation, these other fighters that are aligned with DAZN, like Katie Taylor, she didn't get knocked out, but she lost to Delphine Persoons. She should do an immediate rematch. She didn't get knocked down and she didn't get knocked out, but she got roughed up and it was controversial. Most people think that she lost. She shouldn't be undisputed. But if you have the complexion for the protection, or as Dante says, hope insurance, Katie Taylor can just leave the division and never have to rematch that girl again. or at least not do it immediately. Get better, right? Charlie Edwards, he was getting mopped up by a Mexican fighter, Cesar Martinez. It ended on a technicality, but you was getting your ass whooped by Martinez. It ended in a no contest. He should have to fix that. He should have to fix that and prove it. Now he's saying his health comes first and he can't make weight all of a sudden. So you can make weight to get mopped up by Martinez, and then when it ends in a no contest, you good with that. You good with it just staying at no contest and moving out the division. That's a horrible look, right? Same thing Tyson Fury. He's been on ESPN though. He's been given a chance to recover from the Wilder shot and take tune-up guys instead of being fought. He said he beat Wilder easy, but he's not pressured to go back in there. So the one guy who actually got stopped and shouldn't have to be pressured to do an immediate rematch is the only guy taking an immediate rematch. Triple G. As a betting man, I wouldn't put too much stock. I wouldn't hold my breath that Triple G is going to rematch Derevyanchenko. Another prime example. He didn't rematch Jacobs. He was in a rough as fuck fight. Derevyanchenko might have his number, especially if his cut heals up and he's not cut in the rematch. I don't think they'll be chomping at the bit to rematch Derevyanchenko. If I'm wrong, I'll do a video on it. But this is the point. This is my problem. Triple G, the way he looked, he didn't get knocked out, but he looked bad. He should do an immediate rematch with Derevyanchenko. But Joshua was the only one that's being forced to do it. This is what's fucked up about boxing. The one guy who got stopped out of his close fight, or I wouldn't say close fight, but out of his fight that ended in a shocking way, he should be given and afforded the opportunity to recover because he actually was knocked out. He was concussed. But he got to fight Ruiz December 7th. The same guy that put him through that. But there's not going to be pressure from old media for Triple G to fight Derevyanchenko. There's not going to be pressure like there isn't for Katie Taylor to fight Delphine Persoons. There's not going to be pressure for Tyson Fury to not fight Tom Schwartz and Otto Violin. There's not going to be pressure for Charlie Martin or what is his name? Charlie Edwards to fight Martinez. There was no pressure for Lomachenko to rematch Salido immediately. This is what I'm talking about. This is what's wrong with boxing. The people that, should be given some time to like rest and recover and maybe take a tune-up, they keep going after the tough fights. And then the people who really should set the record straight, old media gives them a pass. But not over there. Triple G need to fight Derevyanchenko. I'm not interested in no Triple G fight. Unless you fighting 3 people. Derevyanchenko rematch, Charlo, or Andre. That's the only fights I care about with Triple G. I don't want to see Triple G in the UK versus Paddington Bear and all this shit. Derevyanchenko, Charlo, Andre. Any one of those will do. AJ said he got to win back massive belt. Hey, you a fool, bro. He said he got to win back massive belt. Oh, wow. Them boys don't want Charlo ego. We all know that. But that's why I'm destroying old media. Because you're right. We do all know that. But the thing is, old media is so like pompous about it. And they don't know shit about boxing. That they tried to taunt the very person that you know is being ducked. They'll taunt Andre. They'll taunt Charlo. Act like they ain't shit. And you know that they can't get no work with the top guys because the top guys don't really want to fight them. And they know this. But they're like, oh, man, look at Andre's resume. His resume would be stellar if Canelo stepped up to the plate. If Triple G stepped up to the plate, he would have a great resume. But these guys won't. They're not fighting him. Remember that bullshit when Canelo Kovalev fell out? They said serious talks with Andrade and Canelo's team. What happened? I told you. What happened? What happened to the serious negotiations with Team Andrade? Andrade and Eddie Hearn came out and said they want to smoke. What happened? Why didn't Canelo fight him? Why is he fighting Kovalev? Exactly. Shout out to Maya Mini. Exactly. It was all bullshit. That's what I'm saying. You know he wasn't fighting Andre next. And they try to act, see, you've been hating on Canelo. You knew he wasn't fighting no fucking Andre. Black murderers row. Like I told y'all. My bad, I'm doing my neck exercises. Y'all know what it is. Mm-mm-mm. So, anyway, that's my time. That's what wanted to say. I just wanted to do another stream. Um, I'm about to relax and try to do my neck therapy shit. Holla at the boy. Happy birthday, Jose de Jesus. Once again, hope you enjoy your day. We'll be back with some more heat. Yeah, they had the audacity to say Spence was exposed, but they ain't saying shit about Triple G. Spence didn't look like that. You know, Wilder versus Povetkin. Povetkin fails a drug test. They tell Wilder he got to fight Dillian White and Joshua, but Usyk, he finna fight Captain Ron and shit when Spong pull out. Man, this shit is funny. That old media shit don't work as a dub. Holla